Sit down, young man. I need one question.
You are not a lawyer.
He organized the evidence.
He is 10. Let him speak. Order.
Please look at the screen.
This appeal is finished.
Then one question cannot hurt it.
You do not understand evidence.
I understand dates. Step away from him.
Counsel, return to your table.
Stay steady, son. No. The conviction has stood for 10 years.
Because no one checked the original file.
Okay. There is no new evidence. That is my truck.
You cannot know that.
Bent rear door, red primer by the latch.
What day was it there?
He does not ask questions.
The court can.
Answer only what you know.
I know that route.
What did you find?
The route never ran Wednesday.
Are you certain?
22 years of records.
Your Honor, stop this whispering.
Does the child have a question?
1. Ask it. Breathe.
I am. In 22 years, how many Wednesday deliveries did your bakery make on that route?
Objection.
Let him answer.
This is improper.
Overruled. None.
Never. Not one. Never.
Enlarge the upper corner. Enlarge the upper corner. The light changed. That proves nothing. It proves 2 different moments and 2 files. Did your office know? Your Honor.
Sit down, young man, the prosecutor snapped, as 10-year-old Noah Carter stood beside the defense table in an oversized Navy suit. His father had already lost 10 years to a 15-year sentence, and the judge was seconds from ending the final appeal. What could a child possibly know that trained lawyers had missed? Why did one old video make every adult in the courtroom stop breathing? Noah opened a battered binder, looked at the witness, and asked a question so simple no one could hide behind legal language. The answer would expose a buried mistake, a protected career, and the cost of a boy growing up through prison glass. Stay until the judge turns back to the screen. The courtroom held its breath after Samuel Bell's answer. "No, ma'am," the driver said. "Not once in 22 years. That route never ran on Wednesdays." Grant Voss shoved back his chair. "Objection. This is speculation built on a child's misunderstanding." Judge Miriam Hale ignored him. She studied the frozen image behind the witness stand, a white bakery truck beside the warehouse loading bay, its rear door bent at one corner. Noah stood beside Maya Benton, a hand on his battered binder. His silver watch beeped. 11:47 a.m. "Mr. Bell, how certain are you that this is your vehicle?" Samuel leaned toward the screen. Flour dust clung to his cuff. "That dent happened in 2014. The red mark near the latch? I painted it." Voss stepped forward. "A truck does not establish the date." "No," Noah said quietly. Every face turned. Maya touched his sleeve. The court had allowed him one question, and he had used it. Judge Hale looked over her glasses. "Sit down, Mr. Carter." Noah obeyed. His red sneakers barely touched the floor. Across the aisle, Marcus sat between 2 officers, wrists secured before him. He moved his thumb once against the metal, their signal from prison visits. "Keep going." Voss faced the bench. "The state asks that this performance end." The jury saw the recording. The conviction has stood for 10 years. The jury saw a file labeled Wednesday, Maya said. They were never told a second file existed. That claim is unsupported. The rear door opened. Avery Sloan, the courthouse archivist, hurried in with a gray evidence box. Rain dotted his shoulders. His round glasses had fogged. Bailiff Leah Dunn stopped him until he showed a chain of custody sheet. "What is it?" Judge Hale asked. "The technical unit recovered an archive entry," Avery said. "There were 2 uploads." Maya took the sheet. Near the bottom were 2 file names, Tuesday_sample and WED_incident. One had been deleted, the other renamed. "Put both entries on the screen." The lights dimmed. The monitor split into 2 panels. In each, the same truck sat beneath the same gray sky. But in the left image, a strip of plastic hung from the security light. In the right, it was gone. Noah opened his binder to a yellow tab. Voss saw it. "What does he have?" Maya said nothing. The judge leaned forward. "Noah?" He traced one line from his mother's note. "The weather report. It rained Tuesday morning. not Wednesday. A murmur crossed the gallery and died under the gavel. Judge Hale turned to Voss. "Did your office know there were 2 recordings?" "No, Your Honor." Avery shifted beside the evidence cart. "The access log says both files were opened before trial." "By whom?" The archivist lowered his eyes. Before he could answer, Voss said, "I request a recess." "You are getting one," Judge Hale replied. "No one leaves this floor. Preserve every device, message, and record connected to this case." The gavel struck. Whispers broke across the room. Noah's watch beeped again. Marcus turned toward him, separated by the aisle, 2 officers, and 10 stolen years. Noah lifted the page bearing his mother's handwriting. Beneath the words, "white truck," she had added one line none of them had understood until now. Ask why the light changed. 12 days earlier, at 6:42 a.m., the kitchen phone rang before the toaster clicked. Noah crossed the cold linoleum in his socks and answered on the second ring. Outside, the October sky was blue-black. A recorded voice named the facility. Marcus came on beneath static. "Morning, Professor." "You're 3 minutes late." "I had to wait for a phone." Evelyn stood at the stove in her yellow bus driver shirt. "The hearing is next Friday," Noah said. "Ms. Benton filed the request." "I know. She said Judge Hale might read it." "She might." "You don't sound happy." A metal door shut behind Marcus. "I sound like a man who wants his son in school." "I can go after court." "No, you have the science presentation. It's a cardboard water filter." "It's your cardboard water filter." The toaster sprang. "Dad, this is the last appeal." "That is why you should not build your whole day around it." "You built 10 years around it." Evelyn stopped moving. Marcus answered quietly. "Those were my years. Don't hand me yours, too." A mechanical voice warned that 1 minute remained. Noah looked at the calendar. Prison visits had blue squares. Missed birthdays had black dots. "Did Mom ever mention a white bakery truck near the warehouse?" "What?" "I found it in one of her notebooks." "Noah, where?" The warning repeated. 30 seconds. "Do you remember it?" Marcus did not answer at once. Noah heard distant voices and fluorescent hum. "I remember your mother refusing to let things go," he said. "Sometimes that saved us. Sometimes it kept her awake." 10 seconds. "Put it back. Let Ms. Benton handle the case. But go to school, eat breakfast, be 10. The call ended. Noah held the receiver until the dial tone steadied. The toast had cooled in his fist. When he opened his hand, pale marks crossed the crust. Evelyn slid a plate toward him. "He thinks saying less protects you." "Does it?" "No." She sat opposite and turned her cup so the chipped side faced away. Steam carried the bitter smell of chicory. "Your mother kept 1 box in the hall closet," she said. "Top shelf. I told myself I was waiting until you were older." "I'm 10. "That is not older. It is older than 9. Her smile lasted 1 second. Evelyn called the transportation office, then dragged down the box. Dust fell into Noah's curls. Inside were appeal notices, grocery receipts, prison photographs, and 3 school pictures Marcus had never received. At the bottom lay a green notebook swollen from humidity. The paper smelled of cedar and old rain. Noah opened to the final pages. March 8th. White bakery truck beside loading bay before Marcus arrived. Below it, in darker ink, "They keep saying Wednesday. The truck only comes Tuesday. Ask Samuel Bell." Evelyn read over his shoulder. Her fingers tightened around the closet key. "Who is Samuel Bell?" "I don't know." A crossed-out number appeared beside an address for a neighborhood bakery. Evelyn checked the clock. Your bus leaves in 6 minutes. Noah put the notebook inside his battered binder and reached for his red sneakers. I'll go to school, he said. Then we're going to the legal clinic. On the table, the untouched toast remained beside the silent phone. At 3:18 p.m., Noah pushed open the glass door of the county legal clinic with both hands. The waiting room smelled of copier heat and wet coats. Evelyn shook rain from her umbrella while Noah held the binder to his chest. At reception, a woman pointed toward plastic chairs. Appointments only. We have one, Evelyn said. Marcus Carter, final appeal. Ms. Benton is behind. Noah climbed onto the tallest chair. His red sneakers hung above the tile. He opened the green notebook and kept one finger on the line, naming Samuel Bell. 20 minutes later, Maya Benton appeared. She was 33, wore a charcoal suit, and rolled a yellow pencil between her fingers when she thought. Mrs. Carter? His grandmother. Maya noticed the binder. School project? No, Noah said. Inside her office, files crowded every shelf. A small fan clicked, spreading the smell of cold coffee. Maya set Marcus's case folder beside Noah's. Hers was half as thick. I filed for review of the identification testimony, she said. The court rejected everything else. Did you read the evidence list? The whole record. Then where is the Tuesday video? The pencil stopped. There is one warehouse recording. There are 2 names in the transcript. He opened to a typed page. Detective Pike called it a sample clip. Later he called it the incident file. He never said they were the same. Maya leaned closer. Who indexed this? I did. How long? 2 years. Evelyn folded her damp gloves. He reads after homework. Maya turned several pages. Noah had listed every reference to time, weather, vehicles, and missing exhibits. Beside contradictions, he had drawn empty squares. This is not a legal argument, she said. I know. It may not reopen the case. I know. Then what do you want? Call Samuel Bell. The office door stood open. In the corridor, polished shoes slowed. Grant Voss appeared beneath the fluorescent light, silver hair neat, raincoat over one arm. He had prosecuted Marcus 10 years earlier. Maya, he said, I heard you were turning clerical noise into an emergency. You heard quickly. This office shares a calendar. His eyes moved to Noah. Mr. Carter's son. Noah did not look away. Voss gave a smile. Courts are difficult places for children. They confuse hope with evidence. Evelyn rose. He knows the difference. The sentence was affirmed twice, Voss said. Dragging him through one final denial will not change that. Noah slid the green notebook across the desk. Did your office call the bakery? Voss left it untouched. Witnesses are not summoned because a child circles a sentence. Maya stood. Counsel will decide what matters. Voss's smile vanished. This is becoming a spectacle. I will ask Judge Hale to end it before the family mistakes attention for progress. His footsteps receded. The elevator bell sounded. Maya picked up the phone. What was the bakery called? Noah found the crossed-out number. She dialed. 6 rings led to a message giving a new address. Maya wrote it beneath Samuel Bell's name and circled it. Tomorrow morning, she said. We find out whether your mother was right. Noah lowered his feet from the chair. This time, they touched the floor. At 8:11 the next morning, Maya parked behind Bellwether Bakery, where the alley smelled of yeast, diesel, and wet cardboard. Noah climbed out with the green notebook. This place was here in 2016? Noah asked. Same bricks, Maya said. Different owner. Inside, metal racks rattled across tile. Warm air fogged Noah's glasses. A broad-shouldered man with a gray streak through his beard emerged carrying 2 paper sacks. "Samuel Bell?" Maya asked. He checked the wall clock. "Who wants to know?" "Maya Benton, appellate counsel for Marcus Carter. I spoke to police years ago. No statement from you appears in the file." Samuel set the bags down. "Then somebody lost it." Noah opened the notebook. "Did you drive the warehouse route?" Samuel read Alana's handwriting without touching the page. "She came here once," he said. "Made me check my schedule." "What did you tell her?" Maya asked. "That the East Industrial route ran Tuesdays." "Never Wednesday?" "I don't trust memory when paper exists." He led them into a cold storage room. Flour coated the shelves, and a refrigeration unit clicked behind stacked trays. Samuel unlocked a dented cabinet and checked every folder label twice. "Company changed systems in 2018, he said. "Old sheets should be here." "The hearing is in 11 days, Maya said. "Then don't rush me." For 20 minutes they searched, paper scraping over metal. Noah found March, but several pages were missing. "Someone took them. Or filed them wrong," Samuel said. "Most mysteries begin with a tired person and a bad label." He dragged out a warped archive box. Maya sneezed. "Please let bad filing help us once." Samuel sorted the folders, then stopped. March 8th. He unfolded a yellowed root sheet on a flour-dusted table. Powder fell across Maya's trousers. Samuel tapped the first entry. 7:40 a.m. Bellwether Warehouse District. Driver? Me. Noah leaned close enough for his silver watch to touch the paper. "That was Tuesday." "Yes. What about Wednesday?" Samuel turned the sheet over. Blank. Maya raised her phone. "May I photograph this?" "No." Her hand froze. "After I verify the ledger," Samuel added. "One sheet proves little alone." He removed a green-bound book from another cabinet. March 8th showed fuel, mileage, and Samuel's initials. March 9th placed a different driver on the southern route. Maya's pencil stopped turning. "This establishes where the truck was." "It establishes what the records say," Samuel corrected. "If I testify, that is all I'll say." "That is all I need." Noah pointed to a note beside the mileage. "Rear latch sticking." "Was the truck damaged?" "Bent rear door. Red primer by the latch. You could spot it across a parking lot." Noah opened the warehouse still. A pale truck stood near the loading bay. One rear corner dark. "The prosecution said this was Wednesday night," Maya said. Samuel checked the date again. "Then they showed the jury Tuesday." The telephone rang in the front room. An employee called Samuel's name. "It's the district attorney's office." Samuel folded the route sheet, covered it with his palm, and looked at Maya. "How did they know you were here?" Samuel kept his palm over the route sheet while the telephone rang again. "Don't answer it," Maya said. "It's my business line." "It's the district attorney's office." Samuel looked toward the front room, where trays clattered. Cold air from the refrigeration unit moved around Noah's ankles. "I'll answer, but not alone." Maya switched on her recorder. The caller asked about an old delivery route. Samuel's jaw tightened. "I don't discuss records without counsel." A pause followed. Noah heard the faint voice sharpen. Samuel ended the call. "They knew your name." Maya photographed the sheet and ledger. Samuel signed a declaration, then sealed copies in a flour-dusted envelope. By late afternoon, rain had thinned to mist around Bellwether Correctional Center. The room smelled of bleach and burned coffee. Noah sat before the glass with the envelope on his knees. Marcus entered in a gray uniform and lifted the receiver. "You missed school." "Half a day." "That still counts." "We found the driver." "Noah." "The truck was there Tuesday." Samuel Bell has the root sheet. Marcus closed his eyes for one breath. Your mother found him too. You knew? She said she had a lead. The lawyer told her the date came from the evidence label, and the truck proved nothing. It proves the video is wrong. It may prove somebody wrote the wrong day. Isn't that enough? Not always. The fluorescent lights buzzed. A child laughed in the next booth, then fell quiet. You cannot make this place give back what it took. I'm not asking for everything back. You know my case number faster than your own phone number. Noah tightened his grip. I need you to stop, Marcus said. No. I need you to live somewhere that isn't this room. You're still here. That is exactly why. Noah placed his palm against the glass. Marcus raised his own, but the offset panels kept their hands several inches apart. Where were you that night? Noah asked. I told the jury. Tell me. Marcus glanced toward the officer by the door. Repairing a refrigeration unit at the Caro Street Market. Emergency call, just after 8. Who signed the work order? The night manager, Nolan Price. At the next booth, Maya turned at the name. What happened to the record? The company call log disappeared before trial. My supervisor said the system had been replaced. Did Detective Pike check? He said a missing log could not outweigh video. Noah opened the green notebook. Alana had underlined refrigeration twice. Marcus lowered his voice. Your mother spent her last years chasing receipts and names. She stopped sleeping. I watched this case take her, even when she was standing in our kitchen. The automated warning announced 2 minutes remaining. Dad, no promises about bringing me home. Noah swallowed. The receiver smelled of metal and disinfectant. I won't promise that. Marcus searched his face. I promise one question, Noah said. The one nobody asked. The warning dropped to 30 seconds. Marcus placed his palm against the glass again. Noah did not try to match it. He set the sealed root sheet beneath it instead. As the line went dead, Maya was already writing Nolan Price's name in the margin. Maya was still writing Nolan Price's name when the visitation lights blinked at 5 p.m. Tomorrow, she said, I file for an emergency hearing. Evelyn waited until the guard led Marcus away. The glass held a faint oval where the envelope had rested. Outside, cold rain ticked against the car roof. Maya spread the root sheet beneath the dome light and compared it with the prosecution inventory. Exhibit 41, warehouse video, no source file, no technical report. Where does Samuel's paper go? Noah asked. It should have had its own number. But it doesn't. No. At 8:07 the next morning, Maya filed the motion. By noon, Grant Voss had answered in 9 pages, calling the rote sheet unverified and recently manufactured. He thinks Samuel made it? Evelyn asked. He thinks saying that loudly may be enough. Noah sorted the old evidence index by date. His feet swung once, then stopped. This line is missing. Between Exhibit 40 and Exhibit 42, correction tape covered a blank space. Under Maya's lamp, one faint word remained, route. She called Samuel. Lock the original. Give it to no one without a receipt. A deputy arrived before lunch with Judge Miriam Hale's order. The hearing would begin Friday at 9 a.m. and would be limited to the date of the surveillance file. No child would be permitted at counsel table. Friday morning, retired Detective Owen Pike entered in a pressed brown jacket. He was 57, wore a trimmed gray mustache, and rolled a coin in his pocket whenever Maya asked a question he disliked. You labeled the recording? She asked. I logged what the evidence technician gave me. Did you verify the date? The label said March 9th. With metadata? Pike's coin clicked. We did not need a specialist to read a sticker. Did you collect delivery schedules from businesses in the frame? No. Did Alana Carter give you Samuel Bell's name? Voss rose. Objection. The witness cannot authenticate a dead woman's notes. Sustained, Judge Hale said. Maya changed direction. Was there a second recording? Pike looked toward Voss. There was a sample clip. Where is it? I don't know. Why is it absent from the evidence list? I said I don't know. From the gallery, Noah opened his binder to the page with the empty exhibit number. Paper rasped through the quiet room. Voss turned. Your Honor, the child is signaling counsel. I'm turning a page, Noah said. Judge Hale looked over her glasses. Mr. Carter, you may observe. You may not participate. Maya asked permission for him to sit beside her as the person who had indexed the record. Voss objected. This is not a classroom exercise. The defense is using a child to pressure the court. Evelyn's fingers closed around her handbag. Judge Hale denied the request. Bailiff Leah Dunn moved the empty chair away from Maya's table. Noah's oversized navy jacket still hung from its back. Then Leah carried it to the gallery. As Noah put it on, something crackled inside the lining. He reached into the pocket and pulled out a forgotten photocopy. Noah held it under the courtroom light. Beneath a faded evidence stamp were two typed words, Tuesday sample. Where did you get that? Voss asked. Noah held the photocopy by its edges. The paper trembled once, then steadied. It was in my jacket. Maya took it from him. A faded evidence stamp marked the corner. Beneath it, Tuesday sample had been typed in block letters. Judge Hale extended her hand. Bring it here. Voss stepped forward. This has no established chain of custody. Neither does the state's explanation for why it was missing, Maya said. The judge read the page, then checked the clock. 11:36 EQM. I will allow the defense until noon to authenticate this copy. After that, the record closes. Maya turned to Noah. Where was it before today? In the clinic file. I copied the evidence list yesterday. The copier jammed, so I put extra pages in my pocket. That is not authentication, Voss said. Noah pointed to tiny initials beneath the stamp. The original came from the court archive. Maya called Avery Sloan. No answer. She called again. The line rang beneath the fluorescent hum. Rain streaked the tall windows. Noah rubbed the damp edge of his sleeve while the minute hand climbed. At 11:41, Leah Dunn opened the side door. Security is holding a witness downstairs. Metal fasteners in his binder. Evelyn's phone vibrated. Samuel Bell had sent one message. At courthouse. They will not let me through. Maya hurried into the corridor with Noah and Evelyn behind her. At the checkpoint, Samuel stood shoeless on cold tile while Officer Ray Collins examined a binder. Rain darkened Samuel's shoulders. A sealed envelope rested in a plastic tray. I brought the original route sheet and the company ledger, Samuel said. Collins shook his head. No unscheduled witnesses without clearance. We have 19 minutes, Maya said. I have procedure. Samuel pointed to the tray. Then screen the papers. The metal binding triggered inspection. A drop of rain slid from the cover onto the route sheet. Blue ink began to spread across the date. Please, Noah said. Collins did not look at him. Step back. Maya called Judge Hale's clerk. Voicemail. Evelyn called Leah. No signal beneath the stone ceiling. At 11:49, Voss appeared at the top of the stairs. The hearing resumes in 11 minutes, he said. If your witness is not there, that is not the state's problem. Samuel lifted the envelope. Your office called me before anyone knew I had these. Voss's face stayed smooth. I have no idea what you mean. You knew Ms. Benton was at my bakery. Collins glanced between them. Maya said, Officer, you have a witness alleging contact related to an active appeal. Record the envelope, inspect it, and give me a receipt. Collins reached for the logbook. The wall clock clicked to 11:53. He wrote Samuel's name, opened the envelope, and removed the root sheet. Water had reached one corner. The handwritten date blurred into a blue vein. Noah raised his silver watch. The ledger has the date too. Samuel nodded. And my mileage. Collins stamped the receipt. Then the security gate beeped. A deputy arrived with a written order from upstairs. No new witnesses after noon. The clock showed 11:58. Maya grabbed the receipt and ran for the stairs as the final minute began. Maya reached the courtroom as the second hand crossed 12. Samuel was still 2 floors below. Judge Hale studied the damp security receipt. Is your witness present? He's inside the building. Security delayed him. In this courtroom? No, Your Honor. Voss rose. The deadline was clear. He arrived before noon with the original ledger, Maya said. The court cannot suspend procedure because the defense arrived unprepared. Noah stood in the gallery, rain cooling beneath his jacket. Samuel's evidence was yards away, yet the closed doors made it feel farther than the prison. Judge Hale read the timestamp. I will preserve the objection, but I will not admit the root sheet today. The defense may request a supplemental hearing. Voss closed his folder. For now, the document is excluded. Noah tried to fasten his coat. His fingers missed twice. Evelyn did it for him. Marcus entered through the side door and looked toward the empty chair beside Maya. Court is recessed for 20 minutes, Judge Hale said. Cold air moved through the holding room corridor. Maya argued with a clerk while Noah entered the visitation booth alone. Marcus sat behind glass, wrists secured below the counter. You ran up the stairs, Marcus said. How do you know? You're breathing like our old refrigerator. Noah opened his binder. Samuel made it. Judge Hale might allow another hearing. Might. The ledger proves Tuesday. Might prove Tuesday. Why do you keep saying that? Because I have watched good facts enter rooms and come out smaller. A fluorescent tube flickered. Behind the wall, a cart squealed. Noah pushed back his sleeve. His silver watch read 12:14. Marcus followed his eyes. How many days have you written down? What? My sentence. Birthdays, visits. Every call that ended early. Noah closed the binder over the calendar page. You count everything, Marcus said. That is how I found the video. You are 10, and you carry my case like it is your backpack. It's lighter than leaving you here. Marcus lowered his head. The chain beneath the counter clicked. I need you to leave me my years, he said. Do not serve them with me. The booth speaker announced 5 minutes remaining. If this ends today, go back to school Monday. Finish the water filter. Let Grandma sleep. And you? I wake up here. The answer came without anger. That made it worse. Marcus lifted his hand. Noah started to match it, then stopped. Their palms never aligned because the glass panels were offset. He unbuckled the silver watch Marcus had mailed for his 8th birthday after months of saving commissary money. Noah placed it on the ledge beneath the glass. The numbers kept changing. What are you doing? You said not to carry your time. Noah, then keep it. The warning dropped to 60 seconds. Marcus stared at the watch. His secured hand could not reach the other side. A knock sounded. Maya stood at the door, holding a photocopy against the glass. 2 archive entries were visible. Tuesday sample, and WED_incident. Noah lifted the receiver. "Dad," he whispered, "they didn't lose one file." Marcus looked from his son to the page. "They hid two." Maya held the photocopy against the glass until Marcus read both lines. "Where did that come from?" "Court archive," she said. "One entry vanished from the active index, but the transfer log remembers it." Noah watched the silver digits change to 1219. Can the file be restored? Maybe. We need the archive system before Judge Hale rules. The warning tone sounded. Marcus touched the glass above the watch. "Then go, Professor." Noah took the watch back when the guard opened the door. In the records basement, paper dust mixed with hot wiring. Avery Sloan, 46, hurried between shelves, round glasses slipping down his nose. "I found the transfer log," he said. "Finding the file is different." He woke an old terminal. The fan coughed. Maya laid down the photocopy. 2 uploads, Tuesday sample and Wednesday incident. The active database shows 1. The old log shows 2. Then the index changed after intake. By whom? Access history should tell us. The screen froze. Noah stood near the doorway. Does it always stop there? Only when it reaches damaged storage. Damaged or deleted? Avery looked at him. Not always the same. He opened a maintenance archive. At 12:31, 2 thumbnails appeared side by side. Both showed the loading bay and bakery truck. Evelyn covered her mouth. The first read, Tuesday_sample. The second carried the date of the crime. "Can you open them?" Maya asked. "The full files are missing. The previews survived separately." Noah leaned closer. In the first image, torn plastic hung beneath the exterior light. In the second, it was gone. "They are different recordings." Maya bent toward the screen. "Yes." Avery printed the page, stamped it, and signed the bottom. "Technical Services needs a preservation order." Maya checked the time. Judge Hale had given them until recess ended. "Call her clerk." No answer. They tried the courtroom, then Leah Dunn. The basement walls swallowed the signal. Evelyn buttoned her raincoat. "I'll go upstairs." "Find Samuel," Maya said. "Keep him inside." At 12:38, the printer produced a second sheet showing 2 evidence numbers. One had later been marked inactive. Avery stopped. "What?" Maya asked. "The command came from the prosecutor's network." "Whose account?" "The detailed log is on a backup server." A hard knock struck the basement door. Leah entered, breathing fast. "Judge Hale is back on the bench. Voss is asking her to deny everything now." Maya gathered the printouts. "Tell her we found 2 files. She wants counsel present." Noah pointed to the frozen images. "Take a picture." Avery shook his head. "No personal devices. Chain of custody." "Then move the computer." "It is bolted down." Above them, a courtroom clock chimed once. Avery pulled a court archive drive from a locked drawer and inserted it. "What are you doing?" Maya asked. "Creating a certified image before the system changes again." A progress bar crawled forward. 10%. 23. Footsteps sounded in the corridor. Leah glanced back. "Security is coming." At 68%, the monitor went black. No one spoke. Then a red message appeared. "Remote session terminated." The red message stayed on the monitor. "Remote session terminated." Avery pressed 3 keys. Nothing moved. "Can they erase the copy?" Noah asked. "Not the printouts, if we get them upstairs." Security appeared. Maya seized the stamped pages. "Judge Hale wants counsel now," Leah said. They ran. At 12:47 p.m., Maya entered the courtroom. Voss stood at the lectern. The defense has turned a narrow hearing into a scavenger hunt. The state asks for a final ruling. Maya placed the certified thumbnails on the bench. 2 files existed. Someone ended the archive session while we were copying them. A technical interruption proves nothing. Judge Hale faced Avery. Authentic court records? Yes, Your Honor. Can the metadata be recovered? If the server is isolated now. The judge signed an order. Do it. The rear doors opened. Evelyn entered with Samuel Bell and Ray Collins, who carried the security receipt. He arrived before noon. Evelyn said. Voss turned. Spectators do not address the court. Samuel raised the receipt. I am the witness your office called before the defense did. Judge Hale read the timestamp and ordered him sworn. Maya authenticated the route sheet through fuel entries, mileage, and Samuel's signature. Voss objected repeatedly. The judge overruled him. Samuel identified the truck in both archive images by its bent rear door and red primer near the latch. Your Honor, Noah created the evidence index. I request that he sit beside counsel so I can locate the pages. Voss laughed. We are appointing 10-year-olds as lawyers now. No, Maya said. We are acknowledging who organized the record. Judge Hale studied Noah's damp jacket. You may assist with the index. You will not argue. Noah moved to the empty chair. His fingers shook beneath the cover. Voss approached Samuel. Your company could make unscheduled deliveries, correct? Not on that route. But it was possible. Not without a dispatcher entry. Drivers forget paperwork. I was the driver. Voss glanced toward Noah. Perhaps a child persuaded you that memory is evidence. Objection. Sustained. Ask a proper question. Voss tapped the Wednesday label. You cannot prove when this truck was there, can you? Samuel hesitated. Noah opened his mother's notebook. White truck. Tuesday only. Ask Samuel Bell. He found the route sheet and slid it toward Maya. Paper rasped across the table. Maya, he whispered. She followed the line beneath his finger. Her pencil stopped turning. One question. Maya faced the bench. May counsel ask the question identified by my assistant. This is theater, Voss said. Judge Hale looked from Noah to Samuel. Ask it through counsel. Maya stepped closer. In 22 years, how many times did Bellwether Bakery deliver to the East Industrial Route on a Wednesday? Samuel looked at the prosecutor, then at the ledger. Never. Noah's silver watch beeped once. Judge Hale turned to the frozen image. Then why is your truck in a recording labeled Wednesday? Samuel leaned forward. Because that recording was not made on Wednesday. Judge Hale lifted the second archive page. Ms. Benton, call your digital evidence witness. Priya Shah entered through the side door, carrying a sealed gray case, her dark hair held by a silver clip. I was told the court needed an emergency review. Judge Hale pointed to the thumbnails. Can you determine when these files were created and whether either was altered? If the source data still exists. Avery placed the certified drive beside her. Priya connected it to an isolated laptop. Noah sat still, one hand on the green notebook. Voss folded his arms. The state objects to analysis without notice. You asked me to rule without waiting, Judge Hale said. Now we wait. Rows of dates filled the screen. The file labeled Wednesday was created Tuesday, March 8th at 7:43 a.m., Priya said. Maya stood. Not Wednesday night? No, it was renamed 3 days later. Marcus lowered his head, and the metal at his wrists clicked against the table. Renaming proves nothing, Voss said. Priya enlarged the audit trail. It does when the visible creation date is replaced. Who changed it? The user field is abbreviated. I can identify the workstation. The network map pointed to the district attorney's evidence room. Priya opened Avery's backup. There is an attachment linked to the original file. Plain text appeared. Pike had written that the bakery truck created a date conflict and asked for confirmation before trial. A receipt showed the message had been opened from Grant Voss's account. Voss touched one cuff, then lowered his hand. Judge Hale read the screen twice. When? 7 days before jury selection. Pike stared at the floor. The coin in his pocket had gone quiet. Maya asked, "Was this sent to the defense?" No record of transmission. Was the Tuesday sample listed separately? No. Was the renamed file presented as footage from the crime? Priya checked the trial export. Yes. Noah could hear his father breathing across the aisle. Voss returned to the lectern. The conviction included identification testimony. The identification came from this recording. Maya said, "There was other evidence." Name it. Judge Hale struck the gavel once. Noah opened his binder to the verdict sheet. Every appeal had rested on the same image, timestamp, and claim that Marcus's work jacket matched the figure near the loading bay. The judge removed her glasses. The state had notice of a material conflict and did not disclose it. The central exhibit was mislabeled, its source history withheld, and the defense denied evidence capable of changing the verdict. Marcus lifted his face. The conviction is vacated. No one cheered. For several seconds, only Noah's silver watch could be heard. Leah unlocked the final restraint from Marcus's wrists. He rubbed the pale marks once, then stopped, as if he did not yet trust his hands to belong to him. Mr. Carter is to be released pending the state's decision whether lawful charges can be supported without the compromised evidence, Judge Hale said. All related records will be preserved for independent review. Noah closed the binder. Across the aisle, Marcus raised both empty hands where his son could see them. Priya pointed to another access entry. "Your Honor," she said, "someone tried to delete the backup during this hearing." "From which account?" Judge Hale asked. Priya enlarged the audit trail. A remote session registered to the district attorney's evidence network. It opened at 12:34 and terminated when the backup reached 68%. Grant Voss fastened his jacket. The middle button went through the wrong hole. His left cuff showed bare thread where a silver cufflink should have been. "I did not authorize that access." Judge Hale turned to Leah Dunn. "Seal the evidence room. No one enters without Inspector Reed." By 4:10 p.m., Clara Reed arrived from the State Review Office. She was 45, wore a rain-darkened trench coat, and read with a thumb pressed to each margin. "This is now an independent inquiry," she said. "Mr. Voss, Detective Pike, surrender every device connected to the Carter prosecution." Pike's coin clicked once in his pocket. "You cannot treat a clerical error like misconduct." "Then the records will clear you." They moved to a smaller hearing room. Fluorescent light flattened every face. The air smelled of hot cables. Noah sat beside Evelyn while Marcus waited across from him without restraints. Clara placed 2 still images on the table. "Detective Pike, why did you select the Tuesday file?" "It was the clearest image." "Why was it labeled Wednesday?" "I relied on the evidence technician." "The technician wrote that you instructed him to use the clip matching your timeline." Pike's hand stopped over his pocket. "That is not what I meant." "What did you mean?" He glanced at Voss. "We had a suspect and a witness. We needed the jury to understand the sequence." Maya's chair scraped. "You needed the evidence to fit it." Pike said nothing. Clara turned to Voss. "You opened the date conflict memo 7 days before trial." "I opened hundreds of messages." This one remained active for 11 minutes and 23 seconds. I do not remember reading it. You forwarded its attachment to your personal case folder. Voss looked down. Noah watched the loose cuff thread tremble against his wrist. At 6:02, Priya entered with a log. The warehouse access system survived on an insurance archive. Marcus's badge had never opened the loading entrance that night. One credential had Nolan Price, the warehouse's night manager. Marcus leaned toward Maya. He signed my repair order at Caro Street. Priya nodded. He also kept a duplicate warehouse key after reporting his badge lost. Clara placed a payment record beside the log. 3 months later, Price received money tied to the warehouse insurance settlement. Voss frowned. That does not prove theft. No, Clara said. It proves the man who placed Marcus elsewhere had access, opportunity, and an undisclosed financial benefit. Evelyn gripped her handbag until the clasp pressed white against her knuckles. Marcus looked at Noah. You found the truck? Mom did. She left a door, Marcus said. You opened it. Rain struck the windows. Clara sealed the records in evidence bags. Find Nolan Price, she told the investigators. Preserve every claim file before anyone else remembers nothing. As the door opened, Pike removed the coin from his pocket and placed it on the table, as though even its weight had become evidence. At 7:18 the next morning, the release gate opened with a hydraulic groan. Marcus stepped into the gray light, carrying a clear plastic bag with 2 letters and a folded uniform. Water dripped from the razor wire onto the concrete. Evelyn stood by the car with the battered binder. Maya waited with Clara Reed. Noah was 3 steps ahead. Marcus stopped. For 10 years, father and son had known where to place their hands, against glass, beneath a speaker, never touching. Now there was no panel between them, and no officer counting the minute. Noah's red sneakers shifted on the wet pavement. Marcus lowered himself onto one knee. The bag crackled in his fist. May I hug you? Noah stared at him. You don't have to ask, Evelyn whispered. Marcus kept his eyes on his son. Yes, I do. Noah moved first. His fingers caught the lapels of Marcus's borrowed jacket and held so tightly the fabric folded. Marcus wrapped both arms around him, slowly, as if sudden movement might trigger a buzzer. Noah pressed his face against his shoulder and waited for someone to say the visit was over. No one did. A transport van hissed past the fence. Marcus did not release him until Noah loosened one hand. You got taller, Marcus said. You saw me yesterday. Glass lies. Evelyn turned to unlock the car, but her keys struck the door twice before finding the lock. They stopped at a diner outside Bellwether. Marcus sat facing the entrance. A waitress set down coffee, and he watched the steam as though it required permission. Noah pushed the sugar bowl toward him. You still take 2? Marcus opened 2 packets. Some things survived. Maya joined them with the release order. The state will not retry the case on the existing record. Clara's office is continuing the investigation into Price, Pike, and the evidence network. Marcus folded the order once. Do I sign? Not this time, Maya said. This belongs to you. He slipped it into Alana's green notebook. By noon, they reached the cemetery. Wind moved through wet grass, carrying the smell of pine. Alana's marker was small, its letters darkened by rain. Marcus stopped 6 feet away. I practiced what I would say. Noah held the binder to his chest. You don't have to say it out loud. Marcus crossed the distance and knelt. He brushed leaves from her name with his palm. She believed me before I remembered how. Noah removed a copy of her note. White bakery truck beside loading bay. Ask Samuel Bell. He tucked it beneath the flowers, but kept the original in the binder. Marcus noticed. Why keep it? Clara still needs it. And after? Noah looked at the green ink where his mother's pen had nearly torn the paper. After, I don't know. Marcus nodded. That is allowed. The wind lifted one corner of the copy. Marcus placed a smooth stone over it. Back at the car, Evelyn handed him the keys. I haven't driven in 10 years. Then start with the parking lot. Marcus adjusted every mirror. Noah buckled in beside him. The dashboard clock blinked 12 o'clock. Marcus reached for it, then stopped. What time is it, Professor? Noah checked the silver watch on his wrist. 12:43. Marcus entered the numbers carefully. For the first time, they were counting forward. At 9:04 a.m., Marcus took the microphone in a hearing room that smelled of floor wax and rain-damp coats. Behind the panel, a screen displayed Carter Evidence Reform. He read it, then slid the proposal toward Chairman Richard Lawson, 62, and rigidly precise. Take my name off. The county meant it as recognition, Lawson said. I don't need recognition on a rule people may resent before they read it. Noah sat beside Maya with Alana's green notebook beneath his palms. What would you call it? The second look rule. Lawson read the first provision. A second review whenever metadata or chain of custody records conflicted. And a separate index for anything that may help the accused, Maya added. Not a box someone can leave blank. A council member leaned forward. Independent review costs money. Marcus met his eyes. So did keeping me locked up for 10 years. The ventilation system clicked off. That was not my point. It was mine. The proposal preserved source files, protected access logs, and created an outside commission. Who leads it? Lawson asked. Clara Reed answered from the aisle. My office supervises the first year. Ms. Benton directs case review. Maya rolled her yellow pencil once. Only if we can obtain original files. You can. A reporter called. Do you want the prosecutor punished? Marcus did not turn. I want the next family to get the file before the funeral. The room went still. Evelyn tightened her grip on her handbag. Maya covered Alana's notebook. Then Lawson looked toward Noah. You identified the contradiction. Would you like to speak? Marcus rotated the microphone toward his son, but did not pull it closer. You don't have to, he said. I know. Noah stood. Maya lowered the microphone one notch. His silver watch pressed against the table. He unfolded no speech. A question should not be treated like a threat just because the answer is inconvenient. That was all. He sat, and Marcus switched off the microphone before the applause could turn him into a symbol. The vote was unanimous. Beginning January 1st, every digital exhibit would require verified metadata, a disclosure index, and an independent alert when records conflicted. The commission would reopen 12 cases. Maya would lead the reviews. Clara's office would audit each decision. Outside, the rain had stopped. Workers replaced the temporary sign bearing Marcus's name with a plain sheet reading Second Look Review. Noah watched the paper flatten beneath the tape. 12 cases, he said. 12 rooms where someone may finally ask the missing question, Maya replied. Marcus came through the doors carrying the signed policy. He handed Noah a school field trip form. Your teacher emailed Grandma. Noah studied the line marked parent or guardian signature. Marcus uncapped the pen. His hand hovered. This one scares you? Noah asked. This one is ordinary. Is that bad? Marcus smiled and wrote his name carefully. Before the ink dried, Clara called Maya. She listened, then looked back at the courthouse. Nolan Price has agreed to testify. Marcus capped the pen and returned the permission slip. "Keep that one," he told Noah. "We have somewhere else to be." 3 days later, Nolan Price sat across from Clara Reed in the inquiry room where Pike had left his coin. Marcus and Maya watched through the glass. Noah waited beside Evelyn with Alana's green notebook closed on his lap. Nolan's voice came through the speaker. "I used the warehouse key after closing. I knew the camera sample was from Tuesday." "Who told you it had been relabeled?" Clara asked. He rubbed his palms over his trousers. "Detective Pike said the timeline was cleaner that way. Mr. Voss said the jury did not need every detail." Marcus did not move. Noah glanced up at him. "That's it?" Noah whispered. "That's enough for today," Marcus said. Nolan agreed to testify in exchange for consideration on the insurance fraud and false statements. His account matched the access logs, payment records, and missing repair order from Caro Street. For the first time, an official report placed the word exonerated beside Marcus Carter's name. 6 weeks later, Grant Voss resigned before his disciplinary hearing. His license was suspended while the state reviewed his cases. Owen Pike lost his investigative certification and was barred from consulting on criminal matters. Neither decision returned a birthday, a funeral, or a school morning. The county's report said so plainly. Samuel Bell received a formal apology for the call meant to discourage his testimony. Avery Sloan was promoted to supervise evidence preservation. Priya Shah trained court staff to read metadata instead of trusting handwritten labels. Maya's commission opened 12 files, then added 7 more. On a cold January morning, she called the Carter kitchen. "We found another duplicate video," she said. Noah looked at the letters covering half the table. Some came from prisoners. Others came from families who recognized missing dates, altered labels, and unanswered questions. "Will you help them?" "We already are." Marcus stood at the sink in his work shirt, rinsing a travel mug before his first full shift repairing refrigeration units. He rested one hand on the counter. "Good," he said. By April, the school gym smelled of poster paint, warm wires, and cafeteria coffee. Noah stood beside his water filter project while parents moved between folding tables. A chair in the front row remained empty until Marcus entered in work boots. Janet Moore, Noah's science teacher, lifted the reserved sign without announcing him. Marcus sat. Noah forgot the first line of his presentation. He looked toward the chair. Marcus touched 2 fingers to his silver watch, the old signal for keep going. Noah started again. That evening, the battered binder lay closed beneath the letters, with Alana's green notebook on top. Marcus picked up a field trip permission form. Another legal document? More dangerous. Overnight trip. Marcus read every line before signing. His handwriting slowed at the surname, as if the pen had to cross 10 years to reach the paper. Noah turned his silver watch over. It was 7 minutes fast, the way Marcus had set it in prison so he would never miss a call. "Can you fix this?" Marcus pressed the buttons until the numbers matched the kitchen clock. There. Noah buckled it around his wrist. The old toast plate now held 3 unopened letters instead of a cold breakfast. Outside, Marcus's work van waited for morning. The seconds moved forward. Have you ever seen one overlooked detail change a family's life? Or watched someone keep asking questions after every official answer said the matter was closed? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may remind another person that quiet persistence still matters. Send this story to someone who believes dignity should survive every courtroom, office, and institution, and that justice means correcting a wrong, not merely defending a decision. Subscribe for more stories about justice, quiet resilience, families who refuse to disappear, and ordinary people whose courage leads to lasting change. Thank you for staying with Noah and Marcus through every closed door, every missing record, and every second that finally began moving forward.